We need to work together. Let's learn outside of our fields. If you're a physical therapist, let's learn about visual pathways. A vision therapist, learn about the cerebellum. And let's all study neuropathways and mechanisms of plasticity. Let's implement nutrition, eat real food, and get over our fat phobia. I want to work with this community to improve the current model of neuro-rehabilitation, especially in brain injury. Let's go beyond living with brain injury, and let's heal from brain injury. Thank you.
All right, we're going to have a few questions for Kevin, so I'd like to help expedite that. We have a chair right next to the video. Line up right behind the chair if you have any questions.
Before we start the Q&A, I'd like to introduce my optometrist, Dr. Denise Smith. Yeah, come on up, come on up. And a warm round of applause to my incredible mother.
I just wanted to say, I feel like a proud mom up here. I feel probably like you do. Kevin has been just an amazing patient to work with. And as you could probably tell based on his presentation, he's made me a better doctor for it. You know, coming in to his progress evaluations, you know, the first thing he would say is, can I reduce my prism? And, you know, I'd say, you know, hold on, let me take the measurements first and we'll see. And so just having that motivation, that drive to really want to heal and get better, you know, that's what we all want to see in our patients, because we all know that the motivation is a huge part of having a successful therapy program. So I'd like to thank Kevin for being so motivated, for having that drive, for sharing this all with us, but also, again, for making me be a better doctor, for making me think outside the box, working with Dr. Culleton, the backflips, you know, because those are all things that I will be able to apply in the future to other patients who may have some similar conditions. So thank you, Kevin.
Thank you.
So I was going to ask you, Doctor, you know, clearly, did you have a relationship with his aquatics therapist before, et cetera? And my thought is maybe NORA could invite some of these people to come next year or in future years to get this more mainstreamed across the country, perhaps. I would love to see more partnerships like that. I have a great relationship with my OTs, and now I'm excited to go back home and talk to them about, do you do aquatic therapy, and can we start it? And, you know, things that I hadn't thought of before. So I'm just wondering if maybe we can work to get more doctors doing this work across the board and get it more accepted among the physiatrists and everybody else.
That is a great question. I'm glad you brought it up. I was not working with the aquatic therapy prior to Kevin, and again, through my experience in treating Kevin, got to know a chiropractor neurologist really well, Dr. Tom Culleton, and we've actually co-presented to, you know, optometrists. Specifically, I did a lecture on superior oblique palsy, and then he supplemented with, you know, his expertise in his area to help optometrists, you know, again, think outside the box and utilize the other health professionals that can help facilitate our programs more effectively. So if there's a chiropractic neurologist in your area, I would definitely reach out to them and introduce yourself, they'll probably, you know, welcome you with open arms, because it as Kevin said, it really works synergistically. And since Kevin, we have co-managed, you know, several patients and have gotten great improvements in vision and ultimately also balance.
My voice will carry, I think. I had a lot of kids. I want to thank you for an absolutely brilliant presentation. And one of the problems that many of us have is getting our patients to understand the nutritional component and getting their physicians to accept how important this is. Not just medication, not which they control, not just the therapies they prescribe, but what the patients put into their mouths. Do you have resources for that on your website that we can refer our patients to?
As far as
Information on nutrition when healing your brain.
absolutely, yeah. I wrote a post called Biology, Evolution in the Brain, where there's lots of citations on there, as well as another one called Food for Thought, which talks about the gut-brain axis and how what you eat is going to affect your brain, you know. And also, I mean, the brain it takes up 2% of the weight of the body, yet it uses a quarter of the energy. So if 25% of your calories go to 2% of your body weight, like what those calories are obviously matters.
All right, so we're going to be taking a break in a minute for lunch, but I just want to go ahead and thank Kevin for just a wonderful lecture this afternoon. We're very fortunate to have him as our keynote speaker. And what I'd like to suggest is, he had mentioned Len Press had said that he was the Susan Berry of vision therapy. Brain injury. But what I would like to suggest is that perhaps here in the next few years, when your book comes out, that soon we'll be calling Sue Berry. The Sue Berry is going to be the person of visual, that she's going to be the Kevin Ballister of Neuro-Optometric Rehabilitation. All right? So I'd like to thank Kevin again very much for the wonderful presentation today.
Someone take me to a doctor, then take me to a church. Someone take me to a doctor, just take away this curse. Someone take me to a doctor. Someone take me to the hearse.